Boom. What is up, guys? It is I. Welcome back to another stream. NPM run start, indeed, Cody Moose. NPM run start. So, guys, the Bitcoin Conference 2022. I wanted to do a recap. I was actually going to do this yesterday, but I had the idea for the other stream, and I thought I might as well get that one out of the way while it's still fresh in my head. So here we are. Bitcoin Conference 2022. Yee indeed. All right, so the conference is pretty big, guys. If I'm being honest, I know that the main day on the news, they said that like 40,000 people in total were there, and it definitely felt a little crowded over here. But inside, it was at times it was crowded, but it got a little bit quieter in the afternoon. That being said, though, there was a music festival going on the entire time outside the
Sound Money Fest,
which I think like a large portion of people were there for that, and that's cool. That's totally cool. But I guess we'll talk about some of the stuff that we did during the conference first and foremost. Obviously, I was there with my team, people at the peeps at Guava Labs. And we weren't really there for pleasure or for leisure per se, right? We were there for work. We were there for networking. We were there to spread the good news of our Lord Satoshi. Yee. And we did just that. So it's a tiring 3 days. And actually, okay, so funny story, guys. The first day, I didn't even get to go. Me and Pablo spent like probably 3 to 4 hours total waiting in line outside. And what had happened was the expensive tickets that I had paid for, because they had the wrong title on them, even though the receipt showed the actual price that I paid, the people at the booth were like, we can't do anything, man. Sorry. And it was really hot. I was wearing a suit. And at this point, I was like, I already wasted like 3 or 4 hours of my day sitting in line. I'm not going to argue with people because those people at the booth, they didn't know anything anyway. They were just doing what they were told to do. So that was the first day. All right, now Sam got to go there. Sam over at Guava Labs. He got to go over there first day, did some good networking. But we missed out on that. We talked to people outside, and so that was so-so. But that was the first day, and that in itself was exhausting. However, the second day, guys, we did get to enjoy the festivities. The first thing that I remember on the second day was I went upstairs, and me and Pablo had to pull our laptop out real quick to get some work done. We had to deploy the code for our new site, which, by the way, guys, let me show you guys the new site. Let me show you all the Guava site. Unless it's down right now. No. ETH is not down. Check it out, my friends. Look at this beautiful, beautiful website. And Pablo designed and developed this one, so good job. Cheers to you, Pablo. Notice the illustrious plane flying in the background. Notice the clouds fluttering in the sky. The titles in this are pretty much the same, but yeah, it's a little bit cooler. There's a moving fish right there, guys. See the moving fish? Scrolling down, there's a pot of gold right there. But yeah, that's the new site. Anyway, that's what we were setting it up real quick. We had to pull the laptop out. And while that was happening, I had to go take a phone call, and I didn't want to be loud in the area we were at. So I walked around the corner, and we were on the second level of the convention center at this point. I walked around the corner, and there I saw Max and Stacy Kaiser hanging out right there getting interviewed. And I was like, holy shit, it's Max Kaiser. I want to get a picture of this guy. So I hurried up and ran to Pablo. I was like, Pablo, hey, dude, come on. Max and Stacy Kaiser right here. Come take a picture of me. He's like,
I can't. I have to finish this.
I was like, all right, screw you. I'm going to do this myself. They saw me the first time, but they didn't. I don't know if they knew like that I was looking at them or whatever. I mean, they must have known. But anyway, I basically only just peeked through, saw them while I was on the phone, and like ran back over. The second time, I hurried up and ran back over there, and as soon as they saw me turn the corner, they darted, dude. They were like, vroom. They're like, uh-oh. the IRS is after us or something like that. Who knows what they thought. Cool, yeah, in the house. What's up, dude? Small town Southern man, says Chad Donor Schwans. Yes, indeed, my friend. It is a beautiful website. Well done indeed. So after we're done doing that, guys, at the conference, we did like the first couple stuff we did. We went and visited the art booth and the art exhibit and the art booths. Sorry, the booths, period. There was like a Bitcoin bazaar. They had some weird stuff there. Let me see if I can show you guys some pictures. There was some interesting stuff going on over there. I mean, they had a lot of people that had like NFTs for sale. People were selling like, Bitcoin NFTs like this. And oh, guys, how can I forget? Check this out, guys. So you guys know how much I love my Ford Bronco, right? Well, friends, they were raffling off a Bitcoin Bronco. And as you guys can see, maybe you can't see, it's got orange Bronco letters. But wait, there's more. But wait, there's more. It had like this weird thing in the back, in Satoshi we trust, which that's kind of not that what part wasn't super cool. But it did say Bitcoin Bronco on it. They were raffling this off, guys. They were having an auction for it, and the starting bid was like 1 BTC. I don't know what it ended at, but if I'm being quite honest with you guys, it had like the cloth seats, it had the 4-banger, the 4-cylinder, it had the manual, and it basically had like nothing on it that you would actually want other than the fact that maybe you just happen to like the way a Bronco looks, and it had a Bitcoin logo on it a couple places. But I still thought that it was funny that they had that on there. They had a lot of artwork like this. You guys know the tinfoil hat artwork. Y'all know. You guys know. Mr. Jacob Rothschild and Mr. Klausenheiden, Schwaben, Eat the Bugs, etc., etc. We had good old Jerome Powell over here. Quite a lot of bit of art like that. And they had all kinds of booths, guys. Pretty much anything and everything that was crypto related, even if it wasn't specifically Bitcoin, people had a booth there, right? Celsius booth was there. We saw good old Alex Machinsky and a couple other people. And obviously Trezor was there. Trezor was there, guys. If you indeed want to self-custody your crypto, link in the description box below to get yourself a Trezor. You get $25 of Bitcoin for free, and I get a few sats from you to support the channel. But I actually needed to go to the Trezor booth to talk to them about something because I am indeed
a partner with Trezor.
And I'd asked them a question, and of course, the people working the Trezor booth, they couldn't answer my question either. They told me to just send an email to a special support email, but they did give me a free t-shirt. They gave me 2 free t-shirts. How kind of them. MC in the house. Yo, what's up, dude? Don Planet, what is up, my friend? Surprised I didn't buy that one? Well, dude, would you spend, I think like when I was looking at it, it was like 1.1 Bitcoin at the time. That was like 45 grand. Would you spend 45 grand on a $30,000 base model Bronco? How much money should you at least have to get a Trezor wallet? I mean, in order to pay for it, or in order to how much dollar value of crypto you would need? I mean, I'll tell you this. I'll tell you how much money I wouldn't want to keep on an exchange. Anything more than like $1,000, $500 to $1,000. Like once I get to like $500, if I'm lazy, I'll wait till I get to $1,000 on an exchange. Once $1,000, it's off. I'm not keeping that much on an exchange because one, I don't trust the exchanges, which you can argue that they're trustworthy, and in all intents and purposes they are. But 2, I don't trust like my own security. Like, what if someone has my password? What if someone SIM swaps me, does the old SIM card switcheroo or something like that? So it's like cryptocurrency was not made to be on an exchange, guys. The exchanges were made to just be able to allow people to buy it, and people for whatever reason tend to like use exchanges to keep their crypto on there. It's not what it's for. Self-custody it. Thank me later. Buy yourself a Trezor, Mr. MC. Chad asks, please tell me Sam Pachinsky confronted Machinsky. Nah, dude, that dude had like people surrounding him all over the place. Sweet, I need a Trezor. Go for it, Greg. Hey, Greg, if you want a specific one, I have like 30 different options. So like DM me if you want a specific one. But the one that I have in the link, I think is the one that you guys get the most amount of freebies back. All the other options are like you buy the Trezor and you get like another free something else. But as far as the whatever you can get the most money out of it was, the one that I have in the description is the one that you actually they give you a card. They give you like a loaded guard to buy Bitcoin, ETH, or like 2 other coins that you can get, specifically crypto. So you get $25 of value of that. You mean the art? Okay. So Cody, a lot of that art wasn't even for sale for whatever reason. The ones that were for sale were like ridiculously expensive, but I actually did want to buy something from there. I actually did want to buy some of the art stuff, but just got too hung up in working that I just completely forgot about it. Dollar value of crypto. Yeah, I know what you meant. Confront their CTO. New Horizons saying hi from a bank data center. LOL. LOL indeed, my friend. That is LOL. Catch you later on the replay. Deuces, my friend. Deuces. So yeah, and then we listened to Max Kaiser, Michael Saylor, and Jordan Peterson. Those were the largest, most notable speakers that we particularly spent our time to go down and sit and listen to. And I'm going to talk to you guys about the speeches because this year is a little bit different. Last year the speeches were a little bit more hyped up, and the tone was a little different this year. And I'll explain why I think that was the case, but we did a lot of networking, basically, guys. We spent most of our time trying to shake as many hands, trying to hand out as many business cards as we could. I think we did a good job. We had a couple like prospective people who are looking to get some big projects done. So that would be a big win for Team Guava. It's exhausting, guys. It's exhausting going out there, having to meet people and answer questions about like Web3 development. Everyone has this like specific thing they want developed for Web3, and they want to know like, is this possible? Is that possible? Blah, 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 blah. You do that for 8 hours a day for 3 days straight, and you go home and then you work for another 8 hours. It gets pretty tiring. But I do think that this conference was a great networking event. Every dollar spent, even though I didn't get to go the first day, I think was well worth it. We're going to 100% go next year because it's just worth it. And like, what other way are you going to get people all around the world together in an area for an extended period of time for literally that purpose, for networking about crypto and Web3? So that part of it was really, really good. Now we can talk about the speeches real quick because I did tell you guys I was going to talk about the tone of them. So this year, I believe the speeches were a little bit more serious. Like the tone was a little bit more serious. If you guys saw some speeches from last year, and if you guys know who Max Kaiser and Michael Saylor are, those are like the wait, hold on a second. You know what? Do I have a Max Kaiser video on here? You do. I think indeed I do. You guys don't know who Max Kaiser is. Okay, this is who Max Kaiser is.
Wait, let me explain something to you right now. Okay, here's a $10 bill. This is garbage. This is garbage. Your people in South Africa, you have your rand, right? That's going to zero. That's going to zero. This is going to zero too. Euros are going to zero. The yen's going to zero. The Chinese currency is going to zero. It's all going to zero against Bitcoin. If you don't understand that yet, you're going to be impoverished. You're going to be on the street. You're going to be begging. You're going to be out of business. You're going to be toast.
Max, do you know that it's a criminal offense to tear up?
Do you know that with the Bitcoin I have, I can buy any freaking senator or congressman I want? I make the laws. He who has the Bitcoin makes the laws, Rand. We're not going to just sit around and let the goddamn congressman tell us what to do. We've got the capital. We make the laws. We've got the Bitcoin. They don't. We got it. They don't. Do you understand?
I got you, Max. I got you. Thank you very much.
Yeah, so that's Max Kaiser. That's the kind of stuff that he's known for, right? And obviously, most of you guys probably know who Michael Saylor is, the CEO of MicroStrategies, the hugest Bitcoin bull on the planet. Famous quote by him: "The only important use of time in life is to figure out how am I going to buy more Bitcoin." Right? They're known for those super moon boy hype up speeches, right? But this year, to my surprise, and you know what, I was actually excited for that, because it's like going to watch theater or a movie in real life. This year, the tone, not just of them, but Jordan Peterson and like even these MMA fighters and all these random people, which, by the way, we're going to talk about that in a little bit, because there was a lot of people at this conference that you guys would have not expected. Just people that are famous people, A through like D-class celebrities, so you would think have nothing to do with crypto, were there. The tone from all these people was way more serious this time. It wasn't like all this eccentric moon boy stuff. It wasn't like number go up infinitely right now. Didn't get to see Max Kaiser or Michael Saylor. Didn't get to see Max Kaiser freak out. Didn't get to see Michael Saylor do any of his Michael Saylor wave speeches. And I was a little bit upset about that. But then I realized that they were there this time because they believed they had a mission, right? And that was the tone of that. The tonality of that was 100% transparent. They were very serious about everything they were talking about. In fact, like most of the announcements were drastically, in my opinion, under publicized, because there was no like, there was no serious freak out. There was no hype behind it. For example, Lightning Stripe by Jack Mahler, however the hell they're pronouncing his name, because everyone pronounces his name differently. They basically have made it available for almost anyone and everyone to buy stuff with Bitcoin now instantly throughout the world through their software. And the old meme, you guys remember the meme? You can't even buy a coffee with that. Well, you could. It just was kind of a pain in the ass. Now it's not. And like that news just basically got memory hold, because the tonality of the conference was just that serious. Everyone there was wheeling, dealing. Even Max Kaiser was there being serious. And so I think that everyone was there for a mission this time, and they were all looking at it as something as more of like a business aspect, or I guess you could say their primary concern was to be able to accomplish specific important things, or things that at least was important to them. That might have been a good thing to some people, might have been a bad thing to other people. I guess if you bought a ticket because you were going there prepared to see a Max Kaiser freakout speech and you didn't get that, well, sorry, but you could always go to YouTube. I would argue that was probably a good thing. Because now, because of the serious and tonality of all these people that were there, like it's just so transparent now that it's not going away. We're in the big boy leagues now, and there's no turning back. Which most of you guys, my viewers, you guys already knew that. But if you're not a normal viewer, now you know. You're not going to wake up tomorrow and Bitcoin's not going to go to zero. And even if it does go to zero, then in my opinion, if Bitcoin goes to zero, we're either in La La Land or there's something very wrong with the United States dollar. But anyway, Alex, Team Guava, yes, indeed. It's all going to zeros, as Eric. Kind of quiet that day. Yeah, it was a little quiet. Yeah, Kathy Wood, Michael Saylor, and I hate to say this, and you guys can go watch the speech itself. The speech, like I said, guys, the speeches were more serious. Okay, I don't think it was as attractive to like random new people who might not know what blockchain, Bitcoin, crypto is, but I believe that the speeches from last year, they were designed to be attractive to like new people who just don't know this stuff, right? This time it was more serious, and I would say that the speeches were targeted towards people who were more experienced in the know, and they were there to kick ass and take names. That's it. Some things I noticed, though, guys, in the conference, there was a lot of young people there, a lot of kids. And I don't mean like toddlers. I mean like 18, 19, 20, 21. Most back in my day, 9-10 years ago, when I was around that age, none of us even, first of all, that was like right around the time that Bitcoin even was a thing. But none of us were even in the slightest concerned about anything financial. There was no sense that the financial world that we're currently living in was going to be kaput soon, which we all know is the truth now. But And maybe also too, because back then, like the cool thing for us to do was, I guess, like buy games on Steam and buy RuneScape Gold with a debit card. I don't know. But the point is, guys, Web3, blockchain, crypto, this is just the norm to young people these days. It's a normality to them. It's like this iPhone. If you were born 5-10 years ago, you had this thing your whole life. It's just like a shower or a toilet or a sink for us. We had a sink, a shower, and a toilet our whole lives. It's no big deal, right? But if you go back 200 years ago, people back then would be like, oh my goodness, this is the craziest thing ever. I have a newfangled shower. There's water coming out of the ceiling. God must be living in my house. Alex says, seeing what Bitcoin means to Africa, where most don't have bank accounts. Yeah, that's part of what I mean by the seriousness of it. Like, they weren't there to just hype it up. They were there to talk about some of the most serious stuff. Check my mic. Good grief. Thanks for telling me. We're just not doing that. Oh boy, guys. Boomer Josh at it again. Thank you, Christian Soto. There is something very wrong with the US dollar. Yep. Yes, indeed. So yeah, guys, one of the biggest things I noticed was that, like, there was a plethora of young people there, and to them, crypto, Web3, Bitcoin, it's just a normal thing for them, which is a good sign, in my opinion, because just like this is a normal thing for young people now too. Like, this isn't going away anytime soon. We're probably going to have a cellular phone. This is actually not even really a phone. It's a computer. We just call it a phone. That's going to be normal to them. Or it already is normal to them. The same thing with crypto, right? The natural progression of humanity. X City Roland says, I'm 20 and remember explaining to my freshman biology teacher about blockchain and, quote, cloud mining, LMAO. Yeah, because you're 20 and you know about that stuff, right? Older people aren't going to know that. But hey, the good news is, like, that's the way it's supposed to be. Like, you're 20. So you don't really need to go, like, if you download an app from the App Store, you're not going to need to go, like, back to the App Store and read the instructions or the how-to on how to use the app, right? You're going to intuitively figure it out because you know how to use mobile apps, because you've been using mobile apps your whole life. It's nothing new to you, right? The same thing with crypto. All these kids, people your age, it's intuitive to them. Like, they buy things for their video games with crypto. They send money to their friends with crypto instead of, like, whatever we did, send it through PayPal or give each other cash, right? It's normal to them, and that is a good sign. But there was indeed a lot of young people there, and I think that's pretty important, in my humble opinion. Another thing too, guys, is there was a lot of, like, people that are outside of the space per se, or at least that we would consider to be outside of the space, normal people who were there, and which actually means they're not really so much outside of the space as we thought, right? Jordan Peterson. I know Jordan Peterson had some kind of, like, video on YouTube about Bitcoin when the whole Canadian TRUCKING incident, the TRUCKERS, you guys know what I mean? Honk, honk. He was like, oh, lobsters in Bitcoin. But I mean, even this old ass dude, Jordan Peterson, because he was getting pretty old. I gotta say, guys, he was looking pretty old there. Even this dude, he knows what it is. He knows what the purpose of it is. At least he has a general idea, right? And I don't think that, I'm not sure that would have happened if the whole Canadian TRUCKER thing ever happened. But us crypto people, we knew all that all along, right? But when these things start to happen in the real world, when the use case for this stuff actually comes into play and people see it, next thing you know, Jordan Peterson ends up at a Bitcoin conference speaking to people all over the world, right? And it's not just him, guys. I mean, they had people like, they had UFC's fighters like Ike Ben, or like Ben Akron and the Francis guy. And those are people that you would have not expect, or at least maybe like a year or two ago. Now, I don't know about Francis, but maybe at least like 5 years ago, those people probably wouldn't have had anything to do with crypto or know anything about it, right? Good signs if you ask me. 25 good boy tokens have been removed from my wallet for having my mic muted. And be like that. Got into cryptocurrency because of DRUGS. Long live HANSAT. HANSA. Would that be? Honk if you're devil face emoji. Yes, indeed. Ben Askren? Yes. Yes, he did have a podcast with Willy Woo. He did. He did indeed. I don't think he has one. I think he did an episode with him. Or maybe they have more than one episode together. I don't know. But UFC fighters, right? And they weren't. It wasn't just UFC fighters that were there, guys. There were politicians there. There were football players there. There were a lot of people there. There were some movie stars there. There were some musicians there. It was a lot of like normal people that you would think have nothing to do with crypto because they're not like crypto disciples or anything. Right? They were there. And why would they spend their time and money to go to this thing if they didn't believe in Bitcoin? And I believe in Bitcoin. And you all should too. Why should we believe in Bitcoin, guys? Well, quite frankly, Bitcoin, crypto, whatever you want to say, because new people get offended if I say Bitcoin. Shh, not my heckin' Will Smith Inu token. Don't forget about my heckin' Will Smith Inu token. It's also permissionless, bro. Okay, whatever. Bitcoin is freedom, guys. Bitcoin is literally freedom. It is a system that exists parallel to our broken current system and allows you to do this. It's the current system. I mean, Max Kaiser's speech was literally called Bitcoin is FUCKU money, right? If you guys do want to go listen to that speech, it is on YouTube somewhere. I heard YouTube removed their channel, or YouTube like took their channel down during the conference. But yeah, that was actually a good speech. And like I said, it was toned down because like I was expecting it to be super hype because the title it's a typical Max Kaiser title. Bitcoin is fuck you money, right? But he was serious about that. Alex says, discussion of how to store your Bitcoin confused me. Will there be a better way to store it? Alex, check my video titled How This Keeps Your Crypto Safe from Hackers. I literally did like a 20-minute video step-by-step of how to use a cold store wallet like a Trezor. Hansa was marketed, HANSA was a market that got taken down, RIP. Oh, is that like Silk Road? Silk Road, bruh? Silk Road? There might have been a time or two when I was a little college boy. We done diddly use Silk Road to buy computer parts with Bitcoin. But bro, Max Kaiser is a Russian spy, says Susan Wojcinski. Russia, right? Russia. Everybody's Russian spy. Max Kaiser, I don't think, is a Russian spy. But if he was, I wouldn't care. I would still sniff the walkie-talkie that his janitor from the 3rd grade used just to have a chance of smelling the janitor's hands. Yeah, guys. And Alex, this is the link right here. How to keep your crypto safe. Silk Road, oh my God, is a blast in the past. Yep. Yeah. But Max Kaiser's right, guys. Bitcoin is bleep you money. It is. It's permissionless. It's immutable. You can't cheat it. You can't fake it. You can't lie about it. You can't lie to it. Bankless. You can be an African without living in a hut as long as you have a smartphone, which there's more smartphone users in Africa than there is people who have bank accounts. Believe it or not, you can partake in this system, and there's no one that can tell you not to. It's finite. You can't just decide, hey, we're going to print more Bitcoin. Can't do it. Sorry, just can't do it. Bitcoin, my friends, Bitcoin is a black hole. Bitcoin is a virus. Bitcoin is literally everything, and Bitcoin is also nothing at the same time. It's a hard concept to understand, but it's true. And more every day, people are waking up and realizing it, regardless of what current price is, just like no one really cares what current event is going on. It's here to stay. It's changing the world. It's going to continue to change the world for the better. And I think looking down the road, 20, 30 years from now, our civilization, at least the people who choose not to stay in the current system, our civilization is going to be a lot better for those who seek opportunity and who are hardworking and diligent and are willing to reward themselves with the fruits of their own labor. Question: how do you think DAOs will change the world? Do you think DAOs will lead to those citadels? We'll love to hear from a programmer's perspective working for DAOs. Well, I mean, we have a couple projects that are involved DAOs, but I mean, basically like this. Okay, how many things do you know that are going on currently that involve like third parties who are really just, no offense, people who are in oh boy, I can't say that because people are going to get, you're all going to get offended. Any type of financial transaction that requires intermediaries, first of all, you got to pay them, right? You got to pay them to do annoying things that you don't want them to do. Second of all, which costs money, which money is literally life force energy. So that's life force energy down the drain. Second of all these third-party intermediaries, they just add a bunch of red tape everywhere, make things more complicated, make things take more time. Oh, and did I mention you have to pay them? And third of all, it makes things slow down because you have to depend on humans, which we all know humans have their own problems. They're not all very particularly, not every human is ecstatic to work. Some of them are lazy, right? And then also, some of them are biased. So anything and everything that has those criteria can be replaced with a DAO, automated in a non-biased, trustless, and permissionless manner. So almost everything that should be done like that will be. And yeah, people are going to lose jobs, but people also lost jobs when the John Deere tractor rolled out and everyone was farming their crops with tractors, right? Where did people go? Well, they went into other areas of society and made those things better. XD Roland says, Bitcoin is religion. Same with the Bible. They are both decentralized information that will outlive countries. Yep. That's a great analogy, my friend. That is a great analogy. Bitcoin is nothing and everything, guys. That's it. That's the end to it. Like there's no more. If you're buying it because you want to make money, that's nothing wrong with that. But like if you're not thinking ahead of the time, if you're not thinking about 10, 20 years on the line, and I'm not even talking about a return on your investment in dollars, because like for all we know, 20 years later, there might not even be a US dollar, right? You might be using the digital central bank Argentinian peso. I don't know. Okay. But the use case that you get for it literally allows it to be fuck you money. And we've never had anything like that before. Could YouTube be decentralized? Yep. People are working on doing something like that. It's just a problem. The problem with that is there is an insane amount of data for all these videos. So that is going to require this machine, this blockchain, whatever chain it runs on, to be able to store all that physical data somewhere. And like, it might take a bit. It might take a bit of money too. That's the thing. But that, I believe that is an inevitability. I believe that is an inevitability. So we're going to see the digital Will Smith Inu. Yes, indeed. Theta is a decentralized streaming platform, but it works a little bit different from like your traditional like layer one blockchain. It's not done to the fullest extent to actualize the benefits of how it could be done, like quote unquote decentralized. It's more decentralized than YouTube, but do you think $10 a day towards Bitcoin is a way to the Citadel for broke guys? Yeah. I still buy I still buy like $20 of Bitcoin every day. I have like an automated order on a couple different exchanges that I'm just buying like $10 to $25 of Bitcoin just because, like, dude, what am I going to do? Keep my money in a bank? Ha! Ah! 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 No way, Jose. No way, Jose. You got to be kidding me. Mm-mm. But yeah, dude. I mean, this stuff, it compounds up. It compounds up quick, man. Think about this, dude. Like, back when, and this really wasn't that long ago. It's like 2 years ago. Like, back when ETH was like $300, a lot of us, and I know some of you motherfuckers in this chat doing the same thing. We were throwing as much into ETH as we possibly could. Like $200 buys here, $50 buys here, $500 buys there, $10 buys there, and it's like, wow, what's the point of doing that if you're not buying like 100 Ethereum tokens, which they're not tokens, excuse me, 100 whole Ethereums at a time. But right now, what is the price of Ethereum? Let's see, $3,033.70. It doesn't look so stupid now, just slightly 2 years later, right? And I'll add that less than 6 months ago was in almost $4,800. So yeah, there's an example that worked out just fine, right? Rumble. Light buys $10 a day. Light buys $10 of Orange Man utility token a day. I should do that. I did make a bot. Yeah. Boom. You did make a bot, Cliff. Yes, you did. Rig it up. All right, guys. I am 7 minutes late to the Developer Direction webinar. So, as always, I love you all. I hope it was all informative. DeveloperDirection.com if you want to learn how to code. GuavaLabs.io if you need a Web3 software service. Link in the description box below for Trezor to self-custody your own crypto. Don't get caught with your thumb up your butt once you got SIM swapped and all your money is leached from Coinbase. That is it, guys. I'm out. See ya.